on the screen it says you are live. I want to add an A to it. And we're alive. Just about. Barely. Red Room is in full effect. Red Room is here. We are. We have got the wrong banners. I don't know if Lou can adjust that in the background.
I'm not on the Anfield Index account. I'm on my own account.
Okay, I will do this as we speak.
Jan's in the building.
Sorry, what a start.
How are we, lads? How are we feeling while I try to fix this? You know me.
Shit. There we go.
Shit, Liverpool is really pissing us off. There we are. I've done it, managed to do it. I'm an expert. I'm a pro. Welcome to the panel. Welcome, everyone. Lou's in the building. Welsh Mo's in the building. And Ben from Dubai is in the building. We're here to discuss all things Liverpool. Liverpool have really, really got us fuming last few weeks. And I think we will all agree, maybe. I don't know, actually. It's good to hear opinions and different opinions. For me, that was the lowest point of the low. Out of all the lows, for me, that was the lowest low. Lou, for you?
Yeah, easy. I think this has been coming for a long time, but I think in a Champions League match, which we're synonymous with Champions League football. There is no club in England that is as big in Champions League football as we are. It's our bread and butter. And for a PSV team, an Eredivisie team who, no disrespect to them, they're unbeaten in 15 away, but they should not be coming to Anfield and being the favourites. They should not be looking at us right now, the champions of England, the club that have just spent nearly £500 million in the summer. I'm thinking, right, we can turn these over. That is the worst performance. Every time I say it, every single match, I'm scared to say it because we just keep getting worse. That is the worst performance under Slot. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse to the point where when you've managed to make the Anfield crowd leave early, you've done something majorly wrong. There's a divide in the fan base of people who are saying people shouldn't have left, people shouldn't be booing, people should leave. He's managed to systematically dismantle all the positivity that was built over the past 12 months. And that match yesterday is just the symbol of everything that's wrong. There's no desire, there's no commitment, there's no aggression, there's no one in that team looks like they want to be there, bar maybe Dominic Szoboszlai. And that's the first time since 1992 we've lost 3 games in a row, conceding 3 goals in each match. It's a fucking mess. And unless it gets sorted, it's not going to get any better than that performance yesterday. It's only going to get worse.
Ben, was that the lowest point, or was Forest, or I don't know, was that the lowest point that you can remember? In fact, tell me the last time you can actually remember the lower than this. For me, obviously, lower than this was the 6-1 at Stoke.
That's up there. Yeah, the lowest one for me is probably the fucking 3-3 at fucking Palace. That was a low point.
Oh yeah, but that's emotional.
No, I know. It was a low day. That
I'm talking where I felt. I'm talking where I felt.
That'd be the same as Stoke, yeah.
Look how crap.
7-2 Villa.
No. Didn't feel crap.
Because you had Klopp, you thought that it could get turned around.
It was a one-off. I knew it was a one-off. I watched the game. That was a one-off. And I watched the game. We were in the game. We had loads of chances, and they scored with every shot and deflection and all this. No, not for me. Go on, Welsh Mo, if that's the lowest that you felt.
No, I was just giving examples. No,
what's yours? Right. No, nothing. We're crap now. We weren't crap.
Yeah, I think, probably what you've said is the Stoke game is way before. It's probably what you can pencil it to. But for me, a combination of last night and the Man City game was. I'm done. I was done a few weeks ago, as you know, but it's just confirmed it even more now.
So all of you guys, from talking to you in private and on the shows, all of you are adamant that it's a Slot problem.
Not necessarily.
It's a combination.
Go on. Well, the way I look at it, guys, and the way I want to get your opinions on it, and be honest, don't sugarcoat it. Speak your mind. That's what we do in the Red Room, right? You guys know that I wanted to give him time because he's a classy guy. Since he's been at our club, we can say what we want, but he's been absolute class. And the things that he's had to deal with, I wish no manager has ever to deal with.
Yeah.
You're losing one of your players to a fucking tragic car accident, right? And throughout everything, he's maintained his dignity with class and pride. And I just feel, guys, maybe I'm turning soft in my old age, right? That the scrutiny, look, I get it. I'm like you guys, we watch football all the time and we know how the football industry works. When a team does shit, the head coach pays for it. Regardless of the recruitment, regardless of the football. Sometimes the sporting director pays for it, but we know our sporting director is way too powerful. Well, I'm talking about Edwards. And his boy, Hughes, is his boy. Won't get any blame. It will be the head coach. Do you see that angle, Lou, that I'm coming from?
I do, yeah, definitely.
I didn't ask you.
I think there's...
I'm just saying I do.
Fucking hell. It's getting vicious.
When I ask him a question, he never answers it. He answers everyone else's question.
Mate, we're a collective. It's no. There's merit to it. But the book stop when it gets right. Fucking hell. When it's 9 and 12, and when it's your tactics repeatedly over and over again, when it's you picking players who are shit on current form over and over again, and you're playing the same people who are a detriment right now in this current moment of time, the buck stops with the manager. He makes those decisions. Maybe if we're talking about recruitment, maybe he hasn't had as big of a role in that, but I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. None of us do. We don't know how much influence he's had. We don't know how much influence Hughes had, Edwards had, Slot had. All I can judge is the performances I'm seeing on the pitch, and it's Slot's job to get those players motivated. It's his job to set them out correctly, and it's his job to not sit there on the touchline with his head down when an offside goal goes in and look disheveled and like he's given up. How... Me and Mo touched on it today. How are those players who are in bad form at the moment and struggling meant to be motivated when the man who's meant to be leading you by example, by tactical knowledge, by showing you how to win, is sat on the touchline looking miserable from minute 1 to minute 90 because you're getting battered because he knows that he's out of his depth? He's given us brilliant moments, and he's shown a multitude of times that he can beat anyone on his day. But that is the 6th time we've conceded 4 goals across our entire... It's since 92 in Europe. And I think that might be the worst one. Rival maybe to the 5-2 against Real Madrid. But even then, we had a bit of bite about us. We looked like we could potentially get back in that match. It's PSV in the Champions League, and they battered us at Anfield. We got ran over and he did nothing, and he had no idea of how to get around it and how to fix the problem. And until he realizes that picking Mo Salah game in, game out, picking Konate game in, game out, that's got nothing to do with the recruitment. That's got nothing to do with what goes on behind the scenes. That's him being stubborn in his approach and picking people who are dog shit at the moment. And he's the reason that he's getting the flack for it. He said so himself.
Scouse Mo, you... I don't need to call you Scouse or Welshmore. Sorry, I beg your pardon because Scouse More's not on. Mo, your thoughts on the points that I've raised, not made, just raised, just to have a discussion about it, because I get it. As I said, the head coach pays for it ultimately, but there is a lot of people to blame in this situation, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right what you say, and that's why I was agreeing with you. Sorry for interrupting, but the way I break it down, if I were to break it down like one of the chats that did, they said 80% Slot, 20% front office. I think they said. I don't think it's that much of. I think I would go 60-70% Slot, 10%.
I would as well.
10% or 15% on the recruitment. So Hughes and Edwards and the plan, because where was the plan having 2 number 9s? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Where's I'm giving reasons for my percentage here. So the reason for that is where is the plan having 2 number 9s? Where's the plan? What kind of style? Okay, and then you got to point fingers at the players as well. 15% of the players. It's a combination, and now you could in that 15% of players, that is the knock-on effect of losing their best mates, but also being professional and playing for the badge. And what we saw yesterday in a couple of occasions where, bar Dom, a lot of people stopped running. A lot of people didn't do the 50-50 tackles. A lot of people didn't give it their all. A lot of people, it looked to me like they downed tools. So it's a combination of many things. So there's no immediate fix because we're in no man's land at the moment, because there's no immediate candidate that sticks out and says, right, sack Slot, get this person in, So we're in a bit of a tricky situation at the moment. But my theory is Slot is majority percentage to blame. So if we can change something, let's change that and see if it falls into place. I don't want to go down the route of being a Chelsea and sacking managers every 6 months, but 9 and 12, conceding 10 goals in our last 3 games and scoring 1 is not Liverpool standard. And it's not, we're champions. We have to, say what it is. We're champions. And that is relegation form. So yeah, if I were to break it up, there are my percentages.
Ben, Slot, and who else? Who's your anger at? We know your anger's towards Slot, and absolutely, I get it, absolutely. But who else has really pissed you off then, Ben? Because the club's in turmoil. Let's call a spade, right? So the club's we're playing shit. We're losing game after game. All right, we all want Slot out now, or we think Slot's time's up, right? So I don't want.
He's done, isn't he?
Yeah. But who else has irked you then? Who else has really wound you up then to find ourselves in this scenario?
I'm not going to blame any sporting directors or nothing because they've put creme de la creme footballers on the table. But the lowest point for me yesterday, mate, is that I just looked at that fucking football team and I thought every one of you should be embarrassed to play for Liverpool. Do you know this year, lad, they've hyped themselves up. We're going to go and do this for fucking Diogo and blah, blah, blah. What a waste of time the Liverpool players have been this season, lad. They've let themselves down. They've let his fucking memory down. And, defending champions, we've just fucking handed the trophy back with ease, mate. I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? Every one of them should be fucking embarrassed. I couldn't give a fuck, lad. Do you know what? Get rid of the Slot now. Put an interim in, and I hope the club just say to every single one of them, every one of you dickheads are playing for your career now. I couldn't give a fuck, lad. If you're £125 million striker or you're the second choice fucking goalkeeper, every single one of them, it's all of them. Doesn't matter if we're going to single certain players out. Every one of them.
But Ben, I want to ask you a question. I want to pinpoint something. You said you don't want to blame any sporting director. But like Lou said, or I think Mo said, sorry, but what was the plan though, Ben? I want to ask you the same question, because if you're saying the sporting directors are not oblivious to blame, but you're saying you don't want to blame them. Why? Because they're the ones that behind the strategy of the club. Like Hughes and Edwards are literally roles to fucking put the strategy of the future of the club. What was the thinking behind those?
Well,
what's the thinking behind 2 number 9s?
Well, fucking hell, one just died in the summer. So we had to buy another fucking number 9, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? I genuinely think when you look at our transfer strategy, I get that. I don't think they necessarily set out this summer with 2 number 9s in mind. I think when Jota sadly passed away, our fucking strategy shifted at the end.
Are you saying that we didn't have enough money left to buy a Diaz replacement?
Not about enough money left. Number 9s cost the most. So I know I think they got a bit unlucky at times as well. I don't think they necessarily wanted to spend the extra money on a striker. I think that was set out for a bit of a midfielder and a defender, personally. They could have still got it. They still tried to buy Mark at the end, so it's nothing to do with short of money. They're fucking talking about buying Semenyo and Gay in January, so the money's got no issue. Liverpool fucking sold loads as well, lad. I don't think they necessarily thought the fucking plan at this summer was to work immediately. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked at all, has it? Let's make no mistake about it. But I go back to it. I can't judge any of these new players, Grizz, because they've walked into a fucking disaster at the minute. It's day one. We've been shit, Grizz. Day one. We've put ourselves out there for everyone to slander Liverpool. We concede every game. Every single fucking game we concede goals, lads, with ease. Them goals last night, Grizz. Have you ever seen Liverpool be so sloppy? You have. You see it every week, lad. Do you know what I mean? This is normal. We are broken now. So, with regards to plan, they've fried my head. I don't even remember what the fucking question you asked me. I've been sick this week. I'm fucking sick of these.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. They fried all our brains, man. You're right, we're fried.
It's hard to pinpoint it, Chris, because we put a blanket over one thing, fucking another leak over the other side.
He's got he will. So he said about the long balls, for example, against Brentford. And he was like, we can't handle it. We can't handle long balls. We then beat Villa, who didn't play that style of football. And rather than thinking, right, it's because they didn't play that way, he just went, right, problem solved. No fucking issue. It's fine. Everything's all right now. And just immediately go back to what doesn't work. He's got no sense of learning from his mistakes. The happiest I was yesterday was the fact that he put Curtis Jones at right back and not Dominic Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai ran his fucking arse off, and he's the only one who actually put in an effort, bar Chiesa, when he came on the pitch. But you can't you can't just go, right, he'll cover us all.
Well, let's get into the game briefly. Before we do, you fella, where is he? You fella, you've been just texting a few stupid messages. We talk about everything from the owners, players, clubs, fans, everything, and we decide what we talk about, not you. So piss off, like it.
We haven't mentioned the owners. That's what I'm confused about.
Well, it's just illiterate fuck, really. Forever Reds TV says his tactics make no sense. He's always taking a centre back for an attack and putting midfield in defence. Look, we know it's scrambled thinking, but let's talk about the lineup. Mo, I'll come to you first. What was your thoughts on the lineup? Isak for Ekitike, the only change. Alisson was forced. Did you agree with sending out the lads again that performed so miserably and embarrassingly? And was it one of those ones, go and prove that you're much better than that? Or what was the thinking behind that then, do you think?
The first thing I said to my mate on our group is we'll end up playing two midfielders in defence. That's the first thing I said. So the lineup didn't really surprise me. He doesn't come up with anything different, does he? When we cry for a formation change, we don't see it. When we cry for a personnel change just to freshen up and to see if they can take on your tactics on board, like playing Chiesa ahead of Mo or Rio ahead of Gakpo, we're not going to see that. Having Isak in for Ekitike and Ekitike in for Isak is the biggest surprise we're going to see for the rest of his team selection. I think it's all going to be rinse and repeat. So it didn't really surprise me. I was like, oh God, here we go again. And I generally had that thought. I thought to myself, we're going to end up playing two defenders in our defence, our two midfielders in our defence. And we did. We ended up, 80 minutes in the game, we had Jones and Grav as parts of our defence. So, what's Joe Gomez got to do to get a game? What's Chiesa got to do to get more minutes? Yeah, what's Chiesa got to do to get more minutes? At this point, I don't know who said it, but I think Scousemo said it, or someone said it. Lou, it could have been you. Endo at centre back. I'll do that now.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But we're not going to see any of this, which tells me like Slot is either stubborn or he's just lost it. So that's a change is needed, man. That's what
the lineup, guys. I want to focus on the lineup. We've talked about Slot. We want to try and get into the game. Lou, the lineup. Mo says he's given up expecting any changes or differences of formation or any surprises. It is what it is. Wheeling out the same players, same formation, same tactics. I thought it was an abysmal start. It was an embarrassing start, Lou. I thought we were so nervous and clueless. It was, I was sat there in shock amazement, starting from the keeper. Now, I don't want to pinpoint the keeper because he's in and out of the team and he's just only been here a couple of months and everything else, and he's replacing the best keeper in our lifetimes. But he looked a nervous wreck, and that emanates from the rest of the team, Kirkes. And we're going to get into the individuals, Kanate, Virgil, and a new fullback. It just didn't make any sense, and nor did our start.
No, mate. We started off exactly like we looked terrified.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing you expect from Anfield in Champions League football, it's for us to be the dominating force in that match. I expect PSV to come to Anfield and be shitting their pants, and it was the complete opposite way. We looked terrified. We were standoffish. And look, you said about Alisson there being the best keeper of our lifetimes. Van Dijk is, I didn't watch Alan Hansen. I didn't see the greats. He is the best centre-back I've seen at Liverpool in my life. Like, you've had Hippies, you've had Carragher's, but Van Dijk's of a level. Regardless of any circumstance, no matter how much he's crying out, and Mo touched on this earlier on my stream, I'm sick and tired of seeing him whinging that every single touch on him is a fucking foul. I'm sick of him in the sense of every single knock, he's putting his hand up, he's demanding this and that, he's entitled to what he wants, fine, think what you want, but sticking your hand up for the ball because someone even slightly nudges you is stupidity, plain and simple. There is no excuse for it, and we just looked so devoid of any confidence going onto that pitch, and that stems from the manager, the way he sets you out. And I don't expect that start. The Premier League's one thing if you're playing like maybe a City at full strength or maybe an Arsenal the way they're going this season. It's PSV in the Champions League. We can't be shitting ourselves like that against them. And from minute one up until maybe that goal went in for us in the first half, we looked the weaker side. We looked the underdogs. And I'm not used to seeing that from us.
Ben, Virgil van Dijk. What was that, Ben? Because I tell you why, in my match report, for about 5 seconds, I thought, did he do that on purpose?
Do you
remember Gerrard?
Yeah.
Do you remember Gerrard missing the pen, right?
Yeah.
And everyone thinking he done it on purpose. Hodgson out. Ben, for 10 seconds, I thought, what was that, Ben? Describe what happened there. I could not believe my eyes.
The greatest centre-back the Prem's seen, fucking floundering. Nerves. You know, he looked like the fucking one-hand Baba fucking fella with his arm. Just looked like he was trying to get the beans off the top shelf when he had them, didn't he? Fucking shy, lad. I'll be honest, Grizz, I've never seen Van Dijk like this. And I think they all just want him gone, the manager, lad. As simple as that.
He looked angry. He looked
Do
angry.
you know what, though, lad? I am sick and tired of him being angry at everyone else. He wants to be fucking angry at himself, lad. He is. That's the worst Van Dijk performance I've seen. And it was only the Man United game that I said on here. That was the worst I'd seen Van Dijk. I think he's been absolutely terrible this year, Van Dijk. You know, I get it. He's frustrated. But my God, do you know what summed him up when he started running down left wing and fouled the fella and got a yellow card? And it was like...
Yeah, when does he ever go to ground, didn't it? And he went to ground.
When did he go to ground? And
yeah.
I genuinely think, mate, look, I know we can talk players and all that. This shit's not going to stop. This shit's just not going to stop. I think it's like a cancer within the club now, mate. It's every player is fucked, isn't it? But in particular, I look at the captain, Grizz, because obviously you highlighted him. He looks a broken man. And I think if Mo Salah, I think he's looking like he wants out now. I'll be surprised if Van Dijk wants to be at Liverpool next season. I think he'll need a fresh start, mate. I just think he just looks head gone. Head is gone. And he doesn't even talk sense anymore.
They concede early again, Mo. And we actually do all right for the next 15 minutes. That's the only time where I thought we weren't great, but we just increased the pace of our game. That's all we've done, and that's all that was needed to get back in the game. Because they're a good team.
We actually attacked.
I know Lou was saying PSV, but they are actually a good team. They're in very good form and they're smashing it at the moment. It's a bit of a resurgence under Peter Bosz. But we increased the tempo, and it was that man against Szoboszlai who led the tempo increase. But Ekitike looked lively, and we get the equalizer. Gakpo doing his signature move. Did you think, all right, a little bit better, and now we're going to win the game?
Yeah, I mean, like for that 20-minute period after we scored, we penned them in their half.
Yeah,
we did play some good stuff, but let's be honest, we didn't really create any clear-cut chances. Ekitike had one when he went a bit wide and he still tried to square the ball. A couple of long-range shots from Dom. There was nothing clear-cut. There was pressure, but no clear-cut chances. Yes, we looked a bit better and looked more controlled because there was a basketball game at times. But the worrying thing was we didn't score, which has been a problem, you know, which I never thought would be a problem for Liverpool because we've been blessed with Salah, Mane, Bobby, and goals. And even last year, but it's been a problem. We can't score. We can't finish at the moment. We can't create chances. So despite looking good and looking better for 20 minutes, ultimately we came out second half and there was no reaction from when we go down. And that's what's the most worrying thing. As soon as we concede, it feels like game over already.
Yeah.
We'll get to the second half, Lou. did you envisage the same? Like we get an equalizer, tapping deservedly so. What did you guys think about the body language, guys, when we scored?
Almost like you didn't believe it. It was like, did I just score? Do you know what I mean?
I bet you none of you in here thought Liverpool was still going to go on to win it, because I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
I didn't.
Not a chance. I thought it was amusing. I think I tweeted that the moment they start playing like the moment they start showing an attacking sense and actually going at people, we score a goal. And the reason it's so funny is because that's so counterintuitive to what Slot's been teaching them for the past few months, or what it looks like they do. The moment they go into business for themselves and actually start putting pressure on, we fucking score. And then the minute we score, we go back to the way Slot wants them to play, and we're immediately shit again. And
you sitting back every time.
Yeah, we sit back and we go, right, we've got the goal now, try and break us down. It's easy to break down when you defend the way we do, with just two at the back essentially at all times. For that little period of time, we looked good. Gakpo was actually trying to take people on. Ekitike was running into space in the middle through the channels. Salah was actually trying to pass and go. He was trying to get in behind. We looked like what I thought we were going to be this season. We were attacking, we were aggressive, we were actually trying to find space behind players and off the shoulder of the last man, which is what we should be doing with the attackers we've got. Kirk has looked great. He was actually overlapping for once. Curtis Jones, I thought he looked good at right back. Szoboszlai, full of energy. There were positive performances, and it was as soon as they started playing anything that wasn't the way Slot has been teaching them how to play the past few months, that's when it actually looked positive. And as soon as we reverted back to plan A, it just went down the drain again. And I still never for a moment thought, right, we're going to go on and smash them. We did it against Frankfurt. Great. That's the one example of us doing it this season where we've come from behind and absolutely obliterated the team. And that's because they were more open than anything I've seen. So to go the way we did, it's not a surprise, but it's the fact that we got battered the way we did. To lose, I'm not shocked. The way we went down, though, so easily was a disgrace, and I can't be seeing that game in, game out.
That's the best we can talk about that 15-20 minute period, because Ben, what we encountered, what we witnessed in the next 45 minutes, I have no words, so I'm going to keep quiet. But normally when you come out under the lights, Champions League night, Anfield, kicking into the cop, here we go. We've had a bit of a rough time, rough period. We've got ourselves back. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Describe to me. I mean, is there any? It was a great pass. It was a great pass, but why hasn't anyone clattered him, Ben? Why has that guy been able to run with the ball 15, 20 yards in the middle of our pitch? Why hasn't not one of the midfielders clattered him? Or are they too slow? Because Gravenberch and McAllister are playing like they've got fucking parachutes, right on, man. Like they're walking in sand. They're running in sand, Ben. What on earth is going on? Where's the pace, power, dynamism in our team? Because it was a good goal. I don't blame Kirkes too much because it was just a brilliant move, a brilliant run from the winger.
He was all right yesterday, lad. That time.
He could have done all right.
Good,
He could have stopped the goal. He couldn't have. It was just a great finish. It was very much like the Semenyo goal against us. Do you remember, guys, where he came in off that pass? But as soon as they scored, Ben, we just absolutely went to pot.
Yeah, well, it just shows that half the players don't want it, Grizz, and you know, there's just no fight in this team, lad. Their fucking heads have gone.
Why did they foul him? Why don't we?
Because we're too soft, we're too weak. We're too fucking fancy pants wannabe fucking show ponies, lad, who want to do ticky-tackers. We're fucking shit at that as well. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the worst looking teams I've ever seen, lad. And we spent 450. Only Liverpool spent 450 million and look shit. Do you know what I mean? That's it, lad. If I don't laugh, I'll fucking cry, lad. It's fucking paying me, lad. I could fucking throw the laptop through the window. Because we've got a lack of leaders in this team. As much as we think we've got leaders, there's fuck all out there. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. You know, the big players in our team just aren't standing up. Salah, where's his leader mentality out there? Why isn't he getting stuck in? Why isn't he, right? leading by example, doing the extra yards, Grizz, because that will automatically make the others fucking follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we've just gone out with our legs between our tails. Like, as soon as we started the second half, Liverpool just dropped off, and I'm like, do you fucking want to win this or what? So, as bad as it sounds, Grizz, the fucking season's basically done watching this. So, I don't know what more to say, lads. If I really go in, there won't be a podcast left.
I think it's probably shit, man. Luckily, we've gone past.
How's it gone this bad, lad? Can you explain?
Because I'm about to speak on an individual that, yeah, Ben's right. We would get the channel closed down if I let Ben unload. Mo, you're going to get the honor. Yeah. So concentrate, please. Once on a question. Ibu Konate. Ibu Konate. Third goal.
That third goal was just comical, wasn't it? It was just kamikaze defending, park defending, you know. And then twice, 2 games in a row, he's been subbed off, and he's had a little smirk.
What do you think about that, guys? How's that affecting is that good man management, or what do we think about that?
Well,
like, he's having the same centre back. And so public, it's so obvious. What do you do in a situation like that if you're a coach?
Fuck him off now. If he's going to put in performances like that, get him on the plane.
It's a difficult one because we don't know where they are with the contract talks. I mean, a lot of people would say like 80% he's definitely gone, you know. But
is this Konate? If he thinks he's going to Real, lad, he's going Real Vallecano. He's fucking crap.
This is what I mean. Like, he's not doing himself any favors if he thinks he's doing that. Like, so
garbage, him, lad.
I don't know where you would stand on that because there's no clarity from the club. There's no clarity from the player itself. He hasn't even come out and said, you know, I want to stay or I'm definitely going. We just need closure on that. So it clearly doesn't help. But yesterday was a damning performance for him. It was calamity Konate, and Van Dijk was just as bad as well. Just as bad. Like in the first 20 minutes, Van Dijk was worse.
Worse. I could not believe. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was something wrong with Van Dijk. You know.
Yeah. Like, over the whole 90 minutes, the whole defense was crap. But up until Konate got hooked, you could argue Konate was the better defender out of Konate and Van Dijk. Yes, he made a glaring mistake, and so did Virgil. You know. So look, I know everyone's gone in hard on Konate, and rightly so. I'm not defending him. You know, he was shit. He was awful yesterday, and his head's. Look, the whole defense has been awful. So
because he gives off this feeling that he thinks he's fucking kingpin. He's about as useful as a fucking safety pin, lad. He's a clown.
Like, and everything you could probably, yeah, I get it, and I totally get that. He gives that aura that he's better than he is. Like,
this is the problem he's got, lad. He's had smoke blew up his ass.
Yeah, do it on the pitch, innit? Prove to us that you're ahead of Saliba in the French team. You know, prove to us, show us why. But individual errors have cost us this season a lot, and Ibu's been one of them. But I also think that the way we're set up brings on these individual errors. You know, we got nothing in the midfield protecting those defenders. We got nothing up front protecting the midfield from a press perspective. So how we are set up brings on individual errors, which brings on, it's like you said, it's like a cancer going through the defense. And this defense, one last point, it generally reminds me of Ange Postecoglou's Spurs. The high line is killing us, and we don't do anything about it. You know, and which is so easy to rip through, and it's a carbon copy of Ange's Spurs.
We've discussed the keeper and the defense and the usual suspects in Konate. Kirk is probably the best out of a awful bunch. Midfield, Lou, I want to ask, and I want to get everyone's opinion on this. You guys know what I think of Maka this year, and I'd sell him tomorrow. If we got a 60 million bid in for him,
crazy we're even thinking like that, Chris. But
I'm done with him, bro. Especially if we're gonna base our future around Wirtz. Him and Wirtz can't play in the same team in the Premier League. That's just my opinion. Lou, I want to discuss someone who's gone under the radar in terms of the criticism and the highlight, and that's Ryan Gravenberch.
Yep.
I have not enjoyed watching him play football this year. Now, some would excuse him becoming a father, whatnot, but I don't know his role. His role slightly tweaked and changed. Do you remember early part of the first 5-6 games where he was getting forward, couple of assists, couple of goals, and then he's gone back to more of a role of last season, but he's just not doing what a DM or the deepest lying player in a Premier League needs to do.
What, defend your back line? Because he can't do it. Can't defend.
Do you think he can't do it? Do you think so? What do you think about last season? What do we think? Do we think it was? Well, go on. Yeah,
we got lucky. We got lucky with Gravenberch because no one knew he was going to turn up and play the way he did. And no one knew how to handle him because everyone's first instinct is, as soon as he gets the ball, get on him. But he's just so good on the half turn. Now, every single time he gets the ball, everyone just stands off him and goes, all right, see what he does. He does fuck all with it. He can't find the pass. He can't position himself well. He doesn't position himself. He doesn't put himself anywhere where he's actually effective in the midfield. Occasionally, he'll intercept the ball. Great, brilliant. But he does nothing with it at the minute. He does nothing to progress play. He doesn't make any sort of meaningful contribution when it comes to actually finding other players on the pitch at the minute. And he's not the solution. If we're playing this kamikaze back line where they're so high up the pitch and you've got fullbacks bombing forward, your number 6 needs to be a brick shithouse who's there to just simply defend the centre of the pitch. I don't want him wandering off going forward. I don't want him venturing out onto the wing. His heat map, he spends so much time on the left-hand side of the attacking half of the pitch. I don't want him up there. If he's a number 6 and his job is to protect Van Dijk and Konate, who right now are getting ripped to shreds by every single ball through the middle, stay there. I don't want him venturing off in attack. That's why we've just spent over £100 million on Wirtz to do just that. I know he's injured.
Is that instruction, though? Is that instruction or is that he's not doing it?
No, I think it's the way he's being instructed. But I think even if you leave him as a deep lying like number 6 and say, right, just defend, he can't do it. He's not that type of player. He can win a tackle. Briley won all 3 of his ground duels yesterday. That's sound. But I would imagine how much more secured, stably we would be in that midfield if we had like a Fabinho back. I know it's easy to say. I know it's easy to go, well, if we had the best number 6 we've had in 10 years there, we'd look better. But how much more secure would you feel if you had a solid number 6 and Slot said to him, right, just stay there, just protect those 2 centre-backs, rather than getting your number 6, who's meant to be the first player to receive the ball from those 2 defenders, venture forward and leave massive gaps in midfield. It's him, but it's predominantly Slot telling him, right, you get up there. Fucking keep him where it worked. Keep him where it worked last season. Stop getting him to attack. You've got all these attacking players. The one thing I want is my deepest midfielder to be a defensive-minded player. I don't need him on the left wing trying to create. That's why you've just signed all these attacking players.
Ben, does that mean come summer, most likely, not in January, we 100% have to look at someone more defense-minded in that midfield? Because at the moment, none of them can put in a tackle. I'm going to be honest with you. Apart from Szoboszlai, none of them have got any pace, power, energy, it seems. What the fuck, Ben? How many areas of the pitch are we going to refurb now? So we've done the fullbacks. That hasn't worked. We're going to do the centre-backs. One's unfortunately out for the season. Gahey will get over the line, hopefully. And we have to bring in another as well. Are we saying another midfielder as well?
I got no choice. Do you know what, though, Chris? Don't you feel like with centre-halves, number 6s, we just fucking bypass past them? We never seem to want to buy them. If someone tells us to buy a 6, we go, well, fuck that, we'll buy a striker instead. Do you know what I mean? That's how it feels at Liverpool.
Yeah, but this is my point. When you said you don't want to talk about the sporting directors, I did. I'm not going to shift blame.
No, I get that. I get that. But I just think they probably looked at it and gone, we've got to get a load of it done now. I don't think there was a clear number 6 out there this summer, though, potentially, that anyone could really name.
Find someone, Ben.
I know, I'm not the fucking fella to show that, lad. I'm just telling you, you know what I mean? I'm one of them. If you've got options, hit me up with them. I agree with you. You know, our fucking midfielders, lad, are wider than Bonnie Blue. Do you know what I mean? They're fucking garbage. But They're a perfect midfield, Grizz, when it's free flowing and they can get about because they are energized. Do you know what I mean? Apart from one who looks like he's running through dog shit. Do you know what I mean? McAllister, his little stubby legs. We need someone in there that, like Lou's just said, we are crying out for a lighthouse who's going to put a foot in. You know what I mean? Someone that doesn't need to look fancy. Someone that just goes and sniffs the danger out. We have no one who can put a foot in. That is the biggest area in order to go and win the biggest of honours. If you don't win the midfield, regardless, never mind, just a game, you got no chance winning Premier Leagues. You got no chance going beating the best teams in Europe. Until we do that, Grizz, this shit won't stop. This shit won't stop because we are too easy.
This is why I said Moises Caicedo is worth every single penny.
You'd give 200 for him now, lads.
Everyone was like, oh my God, Chelsea, look how much they paid for him. I said, you guys, stop being bitter and stop being haters. Moises Caicedo will go on to be the best DM. And I tell you what, there's no one better in world football than Moises Caicedo in that role right now.
He's the best. He's like a little fucking Kante there now, lads.
Yeah.
He's superb.
Yeah.
And
We're crying out for him.
that was how long ago was that, Grizz? That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago,
2
yeah?
years, yeah.
Moses Caicedo failed bid, Lavia failed bid, okay?
Thank God the Lavia one.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, so
Yeah.
in 2 years, we've abandoned buying a 6 in 2 years.
But
What
this
do you
is
mean? We
why-
signed Endo.
Guys,
Yeah.
this is why I want to bring it back
Fucking
to the
Endo.
strategy. No, but the
Yeah.
strategy, guys. I know we're on Slot's case, and I
Yeah,
get
but
it.
no, I'm with you on the strategy. So the people at the top hierarchy, they have a lot to question and answer
Don't
for.
forget
As well.
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi. And so
Yeah,
we've not just abandoned buying a 6. Bar Leone, our last centre-back signing was Kanate. So we've abandoned future planning for the defence as well. Like,
Yep.
And we've panicked and made it last minute. You know,
It's because they've been carried by the way they've looked at it is Van Dijk's fucking going nowhere. He's still as good as he is. He'll just coast us through whoever you stick next to him. And now,
And now he
we're
looks
seeing
like
the
he
result of
needs
it.
that rest, Van Dijk, doesn't
Yeah.
he? He's crying out
he's
for a break.
100%. He can't. He's
He is.
34 years
He'll
old.
be
and he's-
Do you know what? Touch wood, it doesn't happen. But by the amount of games that Virgil's playing, he'll be fucked by the end of the season, Virgil.
But what's our
Someone-
choices, guys? What's our choices now, lads? Let's look forward.
Mm.
And I'm clapping my hands and saying, let's look forward like we're fucking eager and we can't wait. Honestly, I never miss West Ham away. I'm gonna be honest, lads. I'm not going. I'm not going this year because West Ham's down the road for me. I always go West Ham. It's a very easy trip for me, but I'm not going. I might change my mind. All right, I don't want to commit, but at the moment, I'm not going.
Go with him.
No, honestly, I'm not going at the moment because I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I never get fed up with Liverpool. I've watched under 16s, under 18s, 21s, everything. Liverpool. But there's no thinking. We're brain dead right now, Lou. Looking forward, what is our options then? I know we've talked to death about Konate and the right back situation, and so for example, it seems like Isak will come back into the lineup. What on earth is this thinking with Isak? He looks miles off. What's going on with our planning and formation and selection?
I'm going to sound like a proper spoiled, entitled fan, but I cannot remember the last time I was this unenthused about a big money signing for Liverpool in Isak. I've seen him, and now when he comes on the pitch, I should be getting fucking excited when he comes on the pitch thinking, oh my God, there's that amazing striker we've just signed all this money for. I was more excited seeing Nunez come off the bench than I'm seeing Isak at the minute. I'm not arsed. He comes on and does nothing. Yesterday, he ends up playing at the halfway line on the left-hand side, not up front in the middle where he's meant to be.
But is that his fault, Luke? Because he's not getting.
It's not his. No, it's not. It's not his fault. This is what I'm saying. I'm sort of venting about everything.
Do you not think
He's
that
just-
fucking left winger and right winger absolutely crucifying his game?
Yeah.
He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit. He doesn't
They
fit what's
don't
being
fit
asked of
either
that
at the
team.
minute, lad, do they? They
Yeah.
fucking don't pass him the ball.
No,
But
that fucking
agreed
Forest
to pass.
game was woeful. He got no touches of the ball. He's been signed and he's been told, right, you're the fucking striker here. You're big money. You're going to have an impact. And no one is helping him out with it. The only way he can get the ball is by coming to the fucking midfield to actually win the thing. the only way that things are going to even remotely change is if Slot goes, right, fuck it, let's get Chiesa a game. I'd start Ngamoa, because what's he scared of?
Losing.
Yeah,
someone who can go down the byline and get back.
What's he worried is going to happen? Are we going to get beat? We're already getting beat every match. So what difference does it make? Just try something different. He's at the point now where his job is on the line here. He needs to understand that. And I think he does. Just playing Salah over and over again, who's not doing anything, playing Gakpo over and over again, who occasionally is doing things, and just playing the same people over and over again in the hopes that it will click is stupidity. When Chiesa came on that pitch last night, for those 15 minutes, he looked more lively than half of that team had for the whole match. He actually put in an effort. When Ngamoa came on against Newcastle earlier in the season, he was the only player who you looked at and thought, fucking hell, he's actually doing something here. Just give it a go. Isak will benefit from having players whose first thought is not, right, how do we keep the ball? He will benefit from having attackers around him whose first instinct is, how can we make things happen going towards their goal? How can we find space in behind? How can we find people next to us who are actually in good positions? Not, fucking hell, the only way I'm going to get the balls by going back to where Gravenberg's meant to be stood on the pitch. He's not getting any support from them. And it all comes down to how they're being coached and what they're told to do. And what they're being told to do is just so counteractive to these players that we've got and these players that we've signed. And Isak, at the moment, is being branded as a failure, but it's because he's being branded that way because there is no help for him. And he's being crammed in there, shoehorned into this team, square peg, round hole style, in the hope that he'll just make magic happen. It's not working because everyone else has been shit.
I love, as you guys know, I love picking out extremists, which are either extremely negative or extremely positive. So I love picking out random comments. And this fella, Neil, says, what a ridiculous headline. Now, the headline is Slot in crisis, Liverpool fans turning as season falls apart. Neil, come back with something constructive and tell us which part of the headline is ridiculous. I mean, you may have a good point. I doubt it. Chat, let Neil know if that's a ridiculous statement or not, a headline or not. Because I think Slot's in crisis. I think Liverpool fans are turning. I don't think it's a ridiculous. Even though I didn't do the headline.
Booing at the end in a long time.
Yeah, 100%. And he's lucky there was only about 2,000 left.
You're left on 60.
Otherwise, it would have been worse. Yeah. West Ham away, man. Go on, 4-0, 5-0. Mo, Ben, usuals. 4-1, smashing them. 5-0.
Can I just go here for a sec? Because I'm just sick of talking about these bastards. They're making me sick again. Do you know what I mean?
Are we going for a draw, Ben? Are you saying? I'm saying stop the rot.
Liverpool haven't got it in them. No. Grizz, I'll be honest, right? And I said it the other day. If Liverpool concede first, they'll lose the game. They'll lose the game. Game over. I said that last night on my show. If you want to see a rant, go and check my show out. Fuck me, it's on flames. There's smoke coming off the computer. But one thing's for sure, Grizz. It doesn't matter who Liverpool play. Liverpool could play fucking Prescott Cables. Like they get beat right now because they're fucking crap. You know what, Grizz? Well, that's the mentality of us at the minute, Grizz.
Predicting a loss, Ben.
I'm predicting a loss on Sunday.
First time ever since I've known.
Blame reverse psychology. They better not let me down. Nah, lad, look, I never say that, Grizz, but they're broken, every single one of them. So that's just, yeah.
Mo, I want you to pick me a team because I love your selections and your.
It's going to be the same team.
No chance.
Well, he won't make any changes.
Wow.
He won't because he ain't got it in him. He ain't got the cojones to drop Salah. He ain't got the cojones to start Rio. He ain't got the cojones to put.
What would you do?
What would I do with what we've got available? Ali in goals. I'd keep. No, what would I play Gomez right back, Ibu, Verge, Robbo, because haven't got a choice. In the middle, I'd go
with the big names, don't me?
You what? Sorry,
get Endo on the pitch, man.
Sorry to cut in, but I just think that if the manager wants to look like he's trying to turn this around, He's got to take one of them big names out of that back line for me.
So who would you take out?
Can you not infiltrate his thinking, please, Ben? He's struggling.
No, but who would, no, that's a good point. Who would you take out?
Midfield.
Midfield. What we got available? Dom, Grav, Mac again. So it's going to be the same. And then I'd go Rio, Isak, and Chiesa.
Fucking hell. That is a shambolic team.
It is, but
Lou, what team are you picking? That's a shambolic team, Mo. Lou, that is fucking shambolic. That makes no sense, that team. Sorry.
It makes no sense, but
it's not easy. Like Isak, Chiesa, and Rio, fucking get eaten alive by them lumberjacks at West Ham.
But so were Mo and Gakpo. In current form.
Real
in current form, Mo got done by another guy called Salah yesterday.
Curtis Jones is, along with Szoboszlai, the first name on that team sheet after his rousing speech the other day. And you haven't picked Curtis Jones. He's the first person after Szoboszlai in that fucking lineup.
True. I should have picked Jones. Yeah. I forgot about Jones, to be honest.
Ekitike should be fine. Is the only forward that I'm picking first and foremost, and everyone else, including Salah, is based around.
But I'm basing that Ekitike's got a back injury we've heard.
Oh no, he should be fine. He should be fine. Yeah.
So if Ekitike's fit, Ekitike's starting ahead of his.
But Lou, any changes? I'm not picking Maka. I'm not even picking him on the subs bench. I'm joking. I would be, but I'm not picking Maka anywhere near. I like the Gomez shout at right back. I do like. Yeah. That's a good shout.
I mean,
I think Kirkes goes again because Kirkes had his best game. No reason to drop him off.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. At this point, mate, I'd be fucking Kanate off. I'd be sticking Endo there. I couldn't give a shit. I'm done with Kanate. I'd be sticking Endo there. If Ekitike's fine, start him. But I agree. I think Chiesa needs to start because at least he actually plays for the fucking badge and he actually wants to put an effort in. We've lost 9 games in 12. We lost 9 games in 31 under Roy Hodgson. It's a fucking mess that we're in at the minute, mate. It's a fucking disgrace. And I want people who are actually going to put an effort in. If we're going to lose, I want us to at least lose knowing that we've given it at all. And Chiesa brings you that. So Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, Grav, midfield, Gomez right back. I'd stick Endo there. Couldn't give a shit anymore. Chiesa, Ekitike, and I want Rio to get minutes, but I think I would rather him come on a bit later. I'm fine with Gakpo continuing at the start of it. Because at least if we're going to go at them, which I'm hoping for, he was decent when we finally started doing that yesterday. And I'd bring Rio on at some point later on just to give it a bit of attack and threat when they were down a bit. But it's a fucking mess. It's hard to say, honestly.
It's a mess. Mo, I didn't mean your selection. I just meant the team. It's a mess.
No, I know. Well, I get it. The choice we got available.
I'm joking. Lou, prediction.
I'm going to say an optimistic 2-2-all. And that's being flattering to this team at the minute. Gotta hope for a draw. Fuck me, we're champions. Jesus Christ.
Have you changed your mind, Ben, since the last couple of minutes?
I'm just checking comments, and it's like some people fucking saying you can't criticise Salah or not. Yes, we know he's a legend of the club, but fuck me, he needs to pull his weight a bit more this season.
If this was Dalglish or Rush playing this way, or any other big Liverpool legend, do you think they would have got away with this?
No. Steven Gerrard would. Steven Gerrard did get slagged off.
Yeah.
Lad, Mo Salah's been terrible this season. And we know he's better than that. It's got nothing to do with legendary status of the fucking football club. He's one of my fucking heroes. But at the minute, he's terrible.
He's finished. Virgil, Salah, Maka, even though he's only 25.
Crazy. I'm seeing people saying, how can you slag off Kanate? What fucking game are you watching in the comments there?
Oh.
Do you know what? Fucking do my head in. Some people
I'm a Kanate fanboy, and I'm telling you now, he's been one of the worst centre-backs in the league.
Mate, on his day, he's fucking superb, but his day's not good enough at the minute. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what fucking some people watch. Like him in the comments there, chatting shit. Scoreline. I'd love to think we can get a win, Grizz, but it all depends if we can concede, not concede, which is highly unlikely at the minute, lads.
And in the opening 20 minutes as well.
Mate, it's just one of them at the minute, lad, isn't it? Do you know what? I'll never say a score. 1-0 Liverpool, fuck it. It is what it is. I know, lad, I'll always say it, but deep down, Grizz, we know what's going to happen. The Larsons will fall. We are every team's perfect opportunity to play against us to get your season.
With the banker, with a 3-point banker.
Yeah.
Oh, prediction.
I'm going to be going. I'll be there.
Okay, if you're going, then I might go. All right.
I'm calling it sack week. So that's why I'm going to enjoy sack week. Sack Sunday. Forget Super Sunday.
Don't be one of those. Don't.
I honestly, I think it's going to be 2-1 West Ham, and I don't think Slot sees the Sunderland game.
Wow.
I mean,
what a bombshell to end the show on. I may go now because my favourite man's going, so I may go now. I was going to catch up with him and see Chiesa, Rio, and Isak up front. I'll wind him up about his team selection.
He's there.
But
we'll be the same team now, let's be honest.
Let's see. I think we'll get a draw. I think we'll stop the rot.
Does that change anything, a draw?
Is that what we're classing as stopping the rot nowadays? A draw against relegation-threatened West Ham?
I absolutely agree. But hey, listen.
Mental.
Here's what it is. We are.
The away win, though, could really push us on and beat Sunderland as well. That's how mad it is.
And the thing is, we've got Sunderland in the midweek, haven't we? So we've got to think about 2 games in 3
and then Leeds. Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean?
You've got to pick 2 more hard-working, energetic teams than Leeds and Sunderland in consecutive weeks.
2 promoted teams.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. As you can see, we all got our heads in our hands and checking our temperatures and blood pressures and all sorts. But this is what our club does to us. But we still love them. Liverpool. And that's what they are, man. Listen, it's been Red Room. Peace, love, and tranquility to you. Take care. Bye-bye.